We are back in Tucson, Arizona, opening serve right there for Ricky and Rudy.
0 serving 0.
With Ricky Ruiz serving to Rudy Cruz. We just saw Rudy play doubles, and I know that big ball players play a lot back-to-back, but it certainly does wear against you just a little bit,
1
Dave.
serving 0.
1-0, 2-15, tiebreaker to 11. That's Ricky Ruiz, R-U-I-Z, up against Rudy Cruz, who we saw in the last match, C-R-U-Z, 2-15, tiebreaker to 11.
2 serving 0.
Rudy Cruz is one of the official Fab Four of WPH Handball. He gets all of his entries paid for the full year, sponsored by the WPH. Means that all the tournaments that he goes to, he just makes a quick phone call to yours truly, which is nice because when he asks, you know, I'm going to play in this tournament, it's nice to hear that, Dave, instead of the usual, which is I need bail money, which is what it used to be.
Sounds like you think pretty highly of these
I love
ball
Rudy.
players. Yeah,
He's great. You had breakfast with him, and
1 serving 2.
I'm not putting down the big ball players. I'm just, it's nice to actually do something productive with my money, and there's a nice get right there, and now Rudy is back on the board. His lovely wife,
And
Rudy,
Dave,
I
did
believe,
the-
expecting a baby here soon.
did the referee call a hinder there, or was that a point?
A point. He just called it really early.
Okay.
While the dive was taking place.
Okay.
Point.
Now, Dave,
3
you
serving 2.
had breakfast. Or is Rudy expecting a baby here soon?
We actually didn't get into that.
How could you not?
Well, we only had about 15 minutes, and we were talking about Paul Brady,
4 serving 2.
the Cup Series, Ruiz, injury or non-injury that happened at the U.S. Open. Also talking a little bit about Rudy's
2
ranking.
serving 4.
We didn't get into the fact that I also have a baby, so you must be also upset about that.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I think baby talk needs to happen everywhere.
I agree with you, actually.
Point.
For once.
3 serving 4.
Now, Dave, you notice that these big ball players literally only warm up for 30 or 45 seconds and the match starts. I believe that gets back to what we talked about earlier, Dave, which is that there really are no injuries in big ball. In four ball, there's so many injuries, you have to warm up every part of your body. It takes 20, 30, 45 minutes to get ready to play a match for all the muscles that you need to use with the small ball.
3 serving 4. Over ball.
They are playing that one over.
Three serving 4. Point. 4 serving 4.
Unbelievable smoke from Ricky Ruiz there. Backhanded flip to the front wall. This is still alive.
And Dave, you'd have to think that Ricky Ruiz probably the favorite to win this event because he's a guy that's qualified in four-wall small ball. He knows his way around the four-wall court. He's won junior national championships in four-wall. And he's also a great three-wall player, three-wall big ball player. So the combination, Dave, of his court generalmanship and his skills and ability to play with this ball would have to favor him to win this event. And that's frustrating, Dave, when you think you've hit a pretty good corner kill. Not only does your opponent pick it up, but he re-kills it flat right in front of himself. And I know that, Dave, you've never attempted a corner kill, but you've seen a lot of corner kills attempted.
And I've also read about them. Look at that. Ricky Ruiz actually uses the traditional four-wall small ball style with big ball, outdoor and indoor, and he'll toggle between the two. And there's a terrible miss right there from Rudy Cruz, who's still right here in game number 1.
In fact, in case you're wondering what I'm keeping score of, Dave, it's how many times you're going to say Ricky toggles between his three-wall and four-wall swing.
I only see one.
Well, there's actually
hash
two.
mark.
Yeah, you just.
4 serving 5.
I didn't use the word toggle earlier.
Actually, you did.
Side out.
Actually, I didn't.
It looked like that was a toggle hop. And Dave, you must be really upset now that There's
Can't
a
believe they're
stoppage in play.
wasting time here.
I mean, that's 5 seconds in our life that we're never going to get back.
5:34. Side out. 4:35.
It's a little advantage for Rudy because he comes in here
Side
completely
out.
warmed up, like you said earlier, from that doubles, as Ricky sits back and it sulks after his
5:34.
doubles loss. But I sometimes don't like to go up against a guy in singles after he lost in doubles because he's a little upset with himself and he wants to get revenge, show people that he should be in the finals.
Side out.
And there's a side out. This one's just back and forth here.
4:75.
4-5.
Point. Five 5:35. Point.
Now you see Rudy Cruz scoring some points here,
6:75.
going to 15.
Short.
Referee is Juan Santos.
Same score. Over ball.
Good call from the referee right there.
My bad.
Ricky doesn't like it, but you can see clearly that someone was going to get injured.
It's going to be unavoidable. Same score. 6:75. Avoidable.
And it was called.
Side out. That was unavoidable. Don't get in.
If we have an ability to look at the replay, let's go ahead and do so. You'll see an avoidable here.
5:76.
Referee gave a warning and then he gave one. Not only playing close, but also shadowing the play before it happens. Oh, wow. Overhand
Side
tomahawk right there from Rudy.
6:75.
I don't know if I agree with that avoidable call.
Side out.
Referee's just saying you need to give him more room.
5:76.
5-6 is the score. Ricky Ruiz has 5, Rudy Cruz 6.
Short.
If you're at home wondering, because you watch a lot of
Same
four-wall
score.
small ball, but not a lot of big ball, Rudy's the one with the fluorescent orange. I'm going to help some kids across a crosswalk type shoes. Ricky Ruiz wearing the simple green blue shirt. And that was a perfect dive placement from Ruiz.
6:76.
We're all together at 6.
Dave, both these guys about as cool a cats as you could ever meet in your life. It's sad to see one of them having to be knocked out of the event. And that's a very good serve from Ricky Ruiz, a deep
8:76.
serve that catches that crotch in the back left corner. You're forced to play it off the back wall, but as it's merging into the side wall. We've seen a lot of ace serves in the small ball, Dave, that came off the back wall and just straightened out.
Side out.
Ricky had that lined up. Dave, is that an
6:78.
Irish whip?
An Irish whiskey whip.
Ooh, a beautiful shot there from Rudy. Ricky had to guess there. He guessed that Rudy would pinch the right corner. Instead,
7:78.
Rudy's able to drive the ball down the right wall.
Rudy, actually, it seems like Ricky's playing better ball than
8-7-7.
Rudy, but Rudy just hangs out. He's either one behind or one above. Rudy making some terrible errors off the back wall, but Ricky making bad choices up front, so it's balancing it. So those are the errors I'm
Point.
talking about. Rudy just can't handle that deep off the back wall shot, but yet
9:37.
he's making the better plays up front than Ricky is right now. 9-7. Ricky's in the lead by 2, going to 15.
Or ball. Or ball. 9, serving 7.
There's a great transformation going on right now with the big ball players in Southern California, Dave, trying to learn the more unified type rules that we have. You see that the referees are trying to call
10,
avoidables.
7.
They're not getting it right, but they're trying. It's interesting.
Well,
there's a lot that aren't called.
It's amazing, though, Dave, to watch sorry to interrupt you, but to watch the transformation in the learning process from the first time we watched these big ball players in 2010 in Las Vegas until now. It's a much cleaner game. It's a much better game to watch, and it'll only continue to get better.
But you see very little arguing when a player feels like they're jaded. They give the referee what they have, and then they move on.
7, serving 11.
I say the word they, and it sounds like I'm being derogatory, but
Good ball.
we all know that they are
Short.
brothers. I saw that good.
So good.
We can take a look at the replay. The ball is red, the line is red, but I think that will give us a chance to also see separation. I saw a crack serve. As I was talking about no arguing, now we're actually hearing a heated one.
Well, that's the announcers cursing.
Let's watch this replay, and if we can slow the ball down and stop it right now. Thank you. Gosh, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's watch this ball hit the ground. That was not a voice-activated stop now, but it worked. We're going to stop it right when it hits the ground, and we'll know. That's off the wall, and that's on the ground. Wow, that's short by 4 inches, if not. Here's where it hits the ground, right there. That's short by 4 inches short on video replay.
And now, Dave, they're coming to the instant replay booth with that. I don't know if is in the rule book here.
We have used it before in Vegas, and I guess you weren't watching that day.
Actually,
1 short.
I didn't miss a match.
7, serving 11.
Obviously, you don't know.
7,
I was
serving
wowed
11.
by the announcing team there.
We need to get a real announcer in here
I agree with that.
that knows something about what's going on. As Rudy tries to flip it to the
Side
front
out.
wall, is unable to get it there. And
11, serving 7.
side out.
And that's a great 1-2 combination as Ricky throws a serve deep into
12,
Rudy's
serving
left
7.
and then hits a perfect pass. Oh, that was one of the best shots, Dave, we've seen thus far in the event. Ricky taking the revolving door and pinching the right corner 2 inches
13,
high.
serving 7.
13-7 is the score. Ricky trying to get the last 2 points here to go into and he got one of them, go into the second game with some momentum here.
And Ricky's one of those guys, Dave, that when he gets
Portugal
hot,
game point, serving 7.
he makes the game look so easy, and he scores points in a hurry. And you felt like, Dave, this was only a matter of time before this happened, as Rudy Cruz was able to hang in with some Ricky airs and also a lot of hustle. But in the end, Dave, it was the amazing skill of Ricky Ruiz prevailing.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a bit for game number 2 of the men's Big Ball Pro Singles semifinals between Rudy Cruz and Ricky Ruiz. As you recall, just watching it here, 15-8 the score. We'll be back in just a bit. Stick with us at racefor8.com.
Huh? Yeah, fool. Second game, 0 serving 0.
We are here in the second game as Ricky Ruiz wins the first one
1 serving 0.
by the score of 15-7. This is the quarterfinals of the men's pro. I keep saying semis
Oh, okay.
for some reason, Dave, and I apologize for that.
0 serving 1.
So it's an ambitious rest of the afternoon here on the webcast as we'll have.
Shorty Ruiz and Sal Duenas coming up next.
Okay.
And then it'll get more interesting as we
Side out.
throw in
1
some
serving
doubles,
0.
semis. Anyway, I think we have 3 more matches coming up after this.
I think it'll be all singles up till the 4-wall final. Ricky not as sharp here in the beginning of the second game as he was to end that first game. And that's a great shot from Rudy Cruz.
Side
But
out.
Dave, it's interesting. Both guys came into the broadcast booth between games to take a look at the instant replay of that
0
short
serving 1.
appealed short call. And the guys, Dave, are just having a conversation with one another in between games. You just don't see that in very many sports, particularly not in a pro quarterfinal type of situation.
Ricky,
And it's actually really cool.
Ricky Ruiz was just kind of trash talking Rudy's. Come on, dog. I mean, he was short.
ball.
There was some contact there, though. But yeah, the camaraderie is certainly interesting between rival counties, LA versus OC here.
I believe, Dave, there's something about living in the
0
same
serving 1.
place. You're so comfortable with one another that it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a match with each other or not.
Ricky's just very laid back. Nice shot right there from Rudy Cruz. Well, they live in the same place, but one's from the OC, one's from LA, and there is a
1
difference,
serving
Dave.
1.
Well, it's funny, though, Dave. You can be the most intense competitor, but if you got an opponent like Ricky who starts talking to you, all of a
Side out.
sudden, you're talking too.
Yeah,
1 serving 1.
that's true.
Screen.
And Dave, the players seem to be calling the game
One
here,
serving
with the
one.
exception of the score.
Well, it doesn't, just because you're a top player, as Juan Santos is ranked #1,
Point.
doesn't mean that you're the best ref.
Okay.
2 serving 1.
He didn't get his awards for reffing matches. He got them for playing them and winning.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
All right.
I'm glad you put the emphasis on the
3
winning.
serving 1.
Felt like it was a dig at me in some backhanded way.
Nope. I was just doing the impersonation of you, saying,
I believe
the
that
way
was
that
my
you-
dad that you might have been impersonating.
what's the difference?
That's a good point.
Overhit from Ricky.
My dad, Dave, went to his office
Side out.
this afternoon on a Saturday, took 35 of his friends in there to put the
173.
webcast on the 75-inch boardroom television.
Wow. That's
Sorry.
illegal, by the way. That goes against our broadcast rules where you can only have 3 people per download. And unfortunately for him, he
173.
will be fined, and it will be literally thousands of dollars.
Well, that's actually a criminal offense, I believe. That's a violation.
I'm not going to prosecute.
Oh, okay.
I just want money to go right into the Tahiti fund.
Okay.
And then we'll just call it good. But hopefully that won't happen
Is that
again.
the same fine as would be not wearing a
273.
WPH shirt, or is that significantly more?
No, it's significantly more.
Okay.
I mean, imagine all the money lost on all those
Right.
downloads if it was done individually. As Rudy pushes Ricky back and forth here, now taking control
3
here
serving 3.
at 3-3. Boy, Rudy's sliding all over the place.
Well,
Side out.
maybe those crossing guard shoes don't have the kind of
373.
traction that you need. You know, a crossing guard, Dave, does have to slide because a lot of times when you're directing traffic, you're almost kind of doing a split as you're
473.
keeping one side of the road at bay while waving on the other side.
I was thinking to myself, why isn't he in there with his whistle on? But maybe that's just too much.
Side out. 3 serving 4. Long. 3 serving 4. Side out. Four serving 3.
Very similar, Dave, to game number 1, where these guys played close in the beginning of the game. A lot of side outs. There's a
Side out.
unfortunate break for Ricky.
3 serving 4.
Then it was Ricky pulling away in the middle of the first game, outscoring Rudy 8-1 in the last 9 points.
Nice shot right there from
Side
Ricky.
out.
Powers up with a left-handed
4 serving
pass.
3.
And that truly is a small ball shot, Dave. And to have the amount of power and leverage to hit that with your offhand with a big ball, imagine what you could do with a small ball with the same shot. Ricky truly does, Dave, have a beautiful left hand. Reminds me a little bit of Tyree's left, Dave, which is so developed.
I thought
5 serving 3.
you were going to comment on the fact that he went for that traditional 4-wall shot, and then also the very next shot he toggled to a
Yeah.
big ball style shot.
Okay.
Was on the very next one, but you didn't
Side
catch
out.
it.
Yeah.
So I thought
3
I'd
serving 5.
bring it up. 3-5 here as Rudy just has all traditional big ball shots. Wow.
Nice shot from Rudy, who still doesn't seem all that comfortable off the back wall. That time the ball was a little bit behind him, but he was able to flick it about 3 inches high.
Well, he looked really good on that last shot. I don't think that he, and I saw this with Juan Santos, they didn't bend their knees much, but the balls come off the back wall because I don't think they've been really taught, like they said to you at breakfast this morning, but
5
Rudy made up for it by
5.
bending that ball with his hand.
Well, Dave, I find it difficult to bend your knees on the back wall shots with the big ball because the ball drops almost at 90 degrees. So it's almost like you have to hit it standing straight up and aim down.
We're all together at 5 here, going to 15. Ricky
5,
wins the
serving
first one,
5.
men's quarterfinals.
I love, Dave, this 15-point format and also the 1 game to 25 format.
5
Matches
serving
just
5.
seem to be the perfect length where the excitement is there the entire time and there's not really any lull where you have maybe in that 10-10 region when you're going to
6 serving
21.
5.
Matches tend to seem a little bit long.
That ball was short. No call from the ref.
My bad, my bad.
Ricky giving it to the referee here, but that's only for gamesmanship purposes.
6 serving 5.
These guys that try to let the referee know that they made a bad call really just makes the referee mad
First time out.
and a little intimidated, and it actually works against the referee, but sometimes they don't make the right call because they're a little rattled. The player doesn't realize that they're doing sort of some negative press for themselves when they rattle the referee like that. Other players don't realize that when they start trying to make ticky-tack calls on the court and to try to get into the player's head, to get the player mad, and that player will come in and play harder.
But you've already said that you've only seen a couple players play better when they're mad, and now you're saying that in general.
Well, there's one player in general that does do it, and that's Sean Lenning in small ball. I saw his opponent earlier today trying to just like manifest things that either did or didn't happen just to get
I
underneath
think
the
you
skin.
might be manifesting things in your mind.
And obviously it made Sean Lenning mad, and he came out and just went on fire. I believe that the opponent that Sean was playing would have to mature a little bit to realize exactly what went on and maybe step back and watch it from a distance. Now, you know that when you watch the game of handball from about 40 feet further away,
Yeah.
you can see everything that happens so much
From
more
up top
clear.
or from behind?
Up top, far back, looking down
But on
upon
the
it.
court level or looking down?
Looking down.
Okay, so 40 feet away looking down.
Yeah, it's like in tennis. When you watch from up high, you can see everything happen.
Oh.
Sometimes I think that the players need to step back and watch themselves from a distance and learn from their mistakes. I'm hoping that this is the one for the guy that played Sean earlier. And perhaps even Ricky, who's trying to
Resuming play.
get underneath the skin of
7
referee
serving 5.
Juan Santos. Don't think that's going to help him any.
Juan Santos, Dave, seems unflappable. Although he's might have flapped in the U.S. Open
8
final,
serving 5.
perhaps.
Well, he was
What's
in
the
a final.
opposite of unflappable? I guess he was
Flappable?
Flappable.
Yeah.
But I don't, in the verb tense.
Flapping? Okay.
But it's actually past tense, which is why I said flapped.
Flapped.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say that he was a flapper.
9 serving 5.
Score here at 9-5 in game number 2.
Dave, we want to thank Anthony, the teen heartthrob Celesto, for all of his help this week, filling in, doing some announcing, doing some reffing, also doing some really good playing.
Just a great kid. Nice dive right there from Rudy. Nice dive from Ricky, and he kills it right in front of himself.
And absolutely amazing speed from Ricky Ruiz, Dave. He took off from 38 feet, a full dive, and then a flat kill with the left hand. And Dave, I know you'll be upset about this, but it gives us a chance to take a look at the instant replay. Just of that last shot, Rudy seemed like he ended the rally there. Ricky was so far back, he just takes off.
Rudy doesn't believe it. He was right there looking down, and he thinks that that's a 2 bounce, and he looks over and he said, "You got that?" Look at, watch Rudy as he walks away. He just shakes his head and says, "You know, unbelievable." Rudy has a nice lead here.
5 serving 9.
And a swing and miss from Rudy Cruz. 6-9 score.
6 serving 9. No.
And I believe, Dave, that probably should have been a
7
screen.
serving 9.
That was not down, and Rudy was screened the entire time. And now a very bad stretch for Rudy Cruz. He's lost 3 points in a
8-39.
row very quickly.
That's going to be a loss of a point right there, too.
And you see, Dave, what happens if you cannot neutralize the
9
serve.
serving 9.
Rudy's missed 2 serves and given Ricky 2 huge setups in his last 4 serves. And make that 3 missed serves in the last 5. The 2 he returned, Dave, were
10-79.
just huge setups that Ricky put away at will.
I believe that Rudy Cruz should call a timeout here. That's 4 unanswered points.
And now a whiff from Ricky. I thought he should have taken that
Side
return
out.
of serve out of the air, Dave. When that
9
ball
serving 10.
gets into those back corners, particularly on this court, it's very difficult to play. You don't know what kind of bounce the ball is going to take. And Dave, a
Swing.
big difference between big ball and small ball is that you can be offensive with the ball
serves.
up around your shoulders or
9
higher,
serving 10.
because you can hit those splat kills and those off-speed corner kills.
10 serving 10.
We're all together at 10. Rudy Cruz serving to Ricky here in the quarterfinals of the men's singles.
And Dave, Rudy Cruz hit an ace, which I believe is very important for him to break the momentum of Ricky Ruiz, who had scored 5 points in just 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
Side out.
But now it's Ricky back in the box.
Well,
Trailed 9-5, Dave, and now the score tied at 10. He's 5
10
points from
serving
moving
10.
on to the semifinals here, Dave, where he could potentially face Juan Santos. Juan Santos, I believe, Dave, he is facing Juan Santos, as this draw sheet here has not yet been updated.
yeah, he will be facing Santos, who defeated Benji Jimenez.
11 serving 10.
So we do apologize, Dave, as the
12 serving
computers
10.
have not yet been updated with a few of these results, but our last big ball quarterfinal match of the day will be Sal Duenas and Shorty Ruiz coming up next.
13 serving 10. 13 serving 10.
And Dave, you have to feel good being the executive director of the WPH,
Possible
because
match point,
these
serving
guys
10.
could literally get together and play in their backyard every day, yet they come all the way here to Tucson to support the event.
Could end right here, too, by the way, as Ricky just has gone on a tear. An 8 nothing run at the moment, and it could be 9 right here. Ricky's going to go down, push it back, and he wins this one and will be in the semifinals to face Juan Santos coming up later on this afternoon. That is the match. Ricky Ruiz takes down Cruz 15-7, 15-10. We'll be back in just a bit. We have another great match lined up for you as Shorty Ruiz will go up against Sal Duenas here in just a bit. That's going to be another great one. You stick around at racefor8.com.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.